Welcome, everybody. This is 7 Minutes for Seniors. I am Chris Wilson, owner of Modified Independence, and I'm here with Randi Nagyvathy.
Nagyvathy, but it was close.
Nagyvathy.
Yeah.
Oh,
You'll
okay.
never get it. It's okay.
There's all kinds of unused letters in
there
there.
is. It's a lot of silent letters.
All right. And she is an occupational therapist and the owner of Home and Mind OT.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So this is our first segment of 7 Minutes for Seniors, and I'm just so happy to have you here in the elongated office.
Yeah, thank you for having me to your bathroom.
This is where an OT interview should actually properly take place, right? So, yeah. So we'll talk about the business and everything like that, but just tell me about you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm Randi. I'm originally from Ohio. I saw your Steelers.
Whereabouts?
Cleveland area.
Okay.
So I saw your Steelers thing when I called out. But so I'm from Ohio and grew up there. I've been here for about 8 years now. I came down for grad school and I stayed. So I'm in St. Augustine.
And you went to USA, right?
Yeah, went to USA.
All right.
And they're building their new building right in my backyard, so that's nice.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, so where the newspaper used to be.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So
I was there when it was just trailers.
Oh, really?
Like we got to go in the old building, I guess you would call it. We got to go in that building for the night of our graduation. That was the first night. That was the first time that people were allowed in there.
Wow.
That was the night of my graduation. We were on the top floor, out on that porch out there that looks over the marsh. Yeah, that was it. Otherwise, we were in trailers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
It's
crazy now.
So now they're expanding and moving and everything, getting away from the water, which I think is wise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a nice location. But...
So married, right? What does your husband do?
I'm married. He's a graphic designer. Gets to work from home a lot too. So that's nice for him. We got 2 dogs, 2 little French bulldogs. We thought the one was lonely and depressed. And it turns out we just ruined his life because we brought a rescue Frenchie in and now they're just crazy.
They're not getting
on. Maybe they'll work out the kinks, but we added more chaos. Yeah.
More chaos.
So that was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think mine are asleep out on the floor out there already. They're like just keeping an eye on the situation.
Yes.
All right. So how long have you been an OT now?
Been an OT for 5 years.
Okay.
I started out in a skilled nursing facility, which I wouldn't say got my wheels turning in regards to business, but I knew exactly what I wouldn't want for family and for my career and for really anybody else. And I spent most of my time in acute care. So I do a lot of like ICU, transplant, neuro care, and still even there, it's just there just seems like there's such a big gap. We're sending people home and there's not a good setup. There's no caregiver training. They're falling anyway. And there's just not enough. There's a big gap. There's people aren't prepared. One for aging, but even if you're experiencing like stroke or brain injuries or any chronic diseases, people aren't prepared because nobody wants to think about that.
Right.
And then going back to the nursing home, I don't think anybody wants to be there. And I don't really want to see anybody there either if we don't have to. And so that kind of, and your same line of thinking, like making sure that the home is safe and accessible and welcome. And just making sure that I don't think anybody also thinks like, one day I really want my family to take care of me, or live somewhere else that's not your home, and so that kind of brought me into this type of work too.
Nice.
And so it's nice to be working in my own realm where I can actually see people living and kind of helping people find ways to like thrive at home and ideally stay out of that situation.
Because you see them fresh off the pavement as soon as they get stabilized.
Yeah. So it's great that way.
And then we had a shared client together. So I think that's probably the best way to talk about the differences between our business, right? If you're watching this, I get to say her name because I didn't get paid by insurance to see her, right? So they contacted me and she needed some help with getting her home arranged and everything like that. So I went out, supplemented what the County Council on Aging was not able to do with a grant and donated time. made some recommendations, and then because I don't bill insurance for follow-up visits, then she was able to get with you so that you could go out and do the follow-up visits and kind of put the cherry on the sundae.
It was great.
Yeah.
It was great because...
Do you think that worked well?
Definitely, because I was able to see like what Chris was doing in the home. He was able to adjust her bathroom to fit her needs, and she has a pretty small bathroom, so you have to be creative in those situations. And that's when I think it really shines a light on OTs and what we do, because anybody can come in and bring equipment. But when you're just slapping grab bars somewhere or just bringing equipment and not like strategically or based on how that person is doing things, then it doesn't matter.
They didn't even widen her door.
Yeah.
They didn't widen the door, so she wasn't able to make that turn with her wheelchair.
Right.
So she would stop with her wheelchair outside of the door. I mean, if I picked up the back end of the wheelchair, we could have gotten the wheelchair through the door, but the problem was she'd have to go to the bathroom really urgently. And it wasn't one of those deals where she could do a 12-point turn to get the wheelchair through there, and she'd have to keep everything real tight.
Yeah.
So it was just like, if you're going to spend your money, spend it wisely. That's fine, shut it off. And widen the doorway and then figure out what needs to be done in there. Because they did a great job taking out her tub and doing a step-in shower. But then she had no other equipment in there.
Yeah.
So it was really, so then you were able to go in and do the training on.
Yeah. Yeah. So I went in and, I saw what Chris had done and went in and kind of worked with her on transfers and talking about fall prevention, working on, in the event that you do fall, how are we going to get up? What are the safe ways to do that? And making sure like things are clutter free and pacing herself. And there's just so many things to look into it to like really hit home with the equipment and the home safety. So it was a great collaboration. It worked out great.
Awesome. Tell everybody how they can get a hold of you.
You can get a hold of me through homeandmindot.com, or you can email me, Randi@homeandmindot.com. And I do have a phone number. It's 904-872-6747.
Do you have any social media?
Oh, social media, Instagram, Facebook, Home and Mind OT.
Awesome. Yeah. Very good. That's our first segment of 7 Minutes for Seniors. I'm Chris. This is Randy. And we will see you again tomorrow. All right. Bye.